Welcome to the Elevating Leaders series, where we go beyond the headlines and straight to the people who are redefining insurtech and business transformation. We've caught up with the visionaries and the pioneers that are currently driving the industry forward, bringing you exclusive insights, strategies, and stories you won't hear anywhere else. If you're ready to go deeper, this is your front row seat to the future of insurance. I'm Miguel Edwards, and this is 5 Minutes.
To what extent, Jackie, are you concerned? I perceive, and I don't know if I'm alone on this, but I perceive a certain level of demonization of the insurance industry, particularly, I guess, with a lot of the weather things that are occurring.
Sure.
And I get into weekly arguments with people who trying to explain to them how insurance works, why it's there, and why it is you can't get insurance in Florida.
Right.
So what, do you have a similar thought? You feel like that's happening, and do you have a thought on how we combat that?
You know, I've been in it, as we know, for a long time, and education and awareness for me is the biggest one. And our associations for our industry are really starting to get a great voice that way. Mm-hmm. The APCIA, for example, they're really doing a lot to educate the public. And it's one thing that we've all been a little reticent to do on the carrier side, mm-hmm. and just in general in the industry, because we're cautious. It's funny. We're the risk takers, but we don't like risk mm-hmm. when it comes to communication and how we communicate. So for me, again, a big passion of mine is what's going on with social inflation.
Yeah.
So when I'm in conversations, I'm constantly educating people. Let me tell you the drivers behind why your premium went to where it went to.
Right.
Inflation's one thing from COVID, but we're out of control with nuclear verdicts. And so I think our industry has woken up to that. I think we're starting to do a much better job of communicating that, mm-hmm. and we have to continue that.
I love that. It's so funny. Literally, I kid you not, this morning, I got a LinkedIn invitation from a public adjuster in Florida telling me that he could help me maximize my claim.
Crazy.
I still have it there, and
mm-hmm.
I am resisting the urge with everything I've got to not send back the most obnoxious reply. It's fascinating where this thing has gone.
It is, and you're right. I've been so tempted myself. I get peppered with these emails too. I want to say something so bad, but you can't.
Yeah, absolutely not. So as you look into your crystal ball, Jackie, next 18 to 24 mm-hmm. months, what's on the horizon from an innovation perspective, tech, whatever, modernization, on either side? I'm so fascinated by the fact that you can talk about things from so many different perspectives. So what's your crystal ball showing you for the next couple of years? Well,
I think it's moving into phase 2 of what these models can do for us, and particularly what Gen AI can do. It's amazing now, just on the development side, how you can use Gen AI to develop faster, mm-hmm. develop these tools faster. So I feel like we're in takeoff mode. We're definitely, the jet's ready to go. The jet's on the runway, and the jet it's ready to climb. I think it's going to happen on a grade with velocity. Mm-hmm. I think anybody who's everybody is going to be doing it. Even if you're, I think one of the funny things is that, like, even underwriters and claims adjusters, they're getting their own Chat GPT accounts. That's a whole different ball of wax. But I think that the more those ideas come, the more people try things, just even at an individual level, we're mm-hmm. going to see a lot more come to the table for potential solutions. So I think we're all right now in building mode. Mm-hmm. and experimenting mode, and I think that's just going to continue with some velocity in the next 18 to 24 months. It's going to be, I tell people coming into the industry right now, what a cool time for you to be coming in, because you're going to see things that we didn't get to see, and you're going to see it happen much more quickly.
Agreed.
So I think that's what I see on the horizon.
I think, kind of hearkening back to the whole talent crisis thing, I think that's what's going to bode most in our favor right now, because I was talking to a good friend of mine on a prior podcast, Rob Berg, who's from Paranite, mm-hmm. and he was saying that he believes that the fact that we are finally now catching up technology-wise with the rest of the world as an industry,
right.
that we now have something sexy to offer, right?
That's a great way to put it, for sure.
So hopefully the convergence of all of that starts to really help our cause a little bit.
It's giving me a good ad for us. All right, I like that.
Perfect.
I like it.
Thank you for joining this episode of 5 Minutes. If you've enjoyed our discussion, we'd love for you to share it with anyone else you think might find it interesting. Also, please subscribe on whatever podcast platform you're listening on, and hit that bell to stay on top of the game with our practical 5-minute episodes. We look forward to seeing you again next week.